Let me see. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is 𝐂𝐿𝐓. I am one of the Scrum Masters for Crest Icons. I hope everyone is able to see my screen.
Yes,
Yes, I can.
Yes, we
All
can.
right, thank you. This is a summary of what we are about to present to the entire team, to the entire organization, sorry, how AI agents help Scrum Masters work well. So sorry. So let me put it on reading mode. Yeah, so if you can see, we come up with 6 points. That is the daily stand-up can help us with daily stand-ups. It can help us with impediment tracking, metrics and reporting, retrospective and documentation. But we are focusing more on metrics and reporting and retrospective. This is where we are going to show a live demo on it. And then we went forward to see where AI is not able to perform as humans. So we realized that AI will not be able to coach our staff. It's not going to resolve conflict and also to negotiate to our stakeholders. We further realized that we have a talent hub that we've been tapping from, and we realized that AI is not going to mentor us. So we came up with this tablet to show us where some of us, we get our knowledge from. And you can see, these are the 3 Scrum Masters, 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐓 and 𝐂𝐿𝐓. And then you can see our mentors. And I hope that my other colleagues have been tapping from the mentors, because I've been working hand in gloves for this presentation with 𝐂𝐿𝐓 and 𝐂𝐿𝐓. So Vivian is our mentor for the Scrum Master. As a team, we have another Scrum Master who is helping us out. Her name is Vivian. So it's glad people should know that. So now sorry about that. So I'll take you people over to 𝐂𝐿𝐓, where we did some of our work, and I already did the prompting and I've already attached the files. But before I have to show you the files. So we have our automation system that is working well for us. We have our Scrum Master KPIs. I know some people know it because we had this idea from the Scrum of Chrome Guild. They asked us to prepare a KPI for each organization. So this is our KPI, and you can see we really started using it from the 1st of June. And we use it for three sprints. You can see sprint 4, sprint 5, and sprint 6. We also have our attendance tracker, which is very good we use it very well because we were able to know who is present and who was not present for the sprint, and what to do with the members that were not present and how to follow up on them. Then we got the capacity tracker, which help us to track our capacity for each sprint. From sprint 4 to sprint 6, we worked well with our capacity tracker, and we're able to maximize it to the fullest. You can see it as automated. You see the drop down, what we are looking at. You see working, which represent the WK, time off, which is TO, sick leave, and training. For the training, just the QAs were heavily involved in training. So I'll go over to 𝐂𝐿𝐓, which is one of the tools we're using, and it's good to know that 𝐂𝐿𝐓 has been working very well for us from the app initial. So I am going to send in my prompts and let 𝐂𝐿𝐓 help us.
Hello. Sorry. So before we go ahead, just to let you know, it's 𝐂𝐿𝐓. Can you, not 𝐂𝐿𝐓, okay? Just, I don't want us to get, 𝐂𝐿𝐓.
Okay.
𝐂𝐿𝐓.
Okay. All right. Okay. Maybe okay. I'm using, because it's a French name, and in French you say 𝐂𝐿𝐓. Maybe it's the English way that you say 𝐂𝐿𝐓.
Okay. It's American, actually.
Yeah, I know it's produced in America, but that's a French name. So I'm sorry.
This is American products. American will call it 𝐂𝐿𝐓. Anyway, whether it's a French.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the correction. So this is it, 𝐂𝐿𝐓. Okay. Thank you. So you can see the orchestration. 𝐂𝐿𝐓 is already working. While we're waiting on Claude, I want to also tell you that we started using a chatbot on our Telegram, which is one of the ways that we work, and it's going to show how agents are helping us to help us with the repetitive tasks, like meetings. We connected our chatbot with our calendar and some of our activities, so it's able to help us with the repetitive tasks that we usually do by sending reminders on the Telegram group, chasing people on the Telegram group. This time around, we don't do it. Our chatbot just automatically upload it and do it for us. And also it works very well for us because you can as well chat to the chatbot, and you can as well get information from the chatbot, whatever you are working on. While we are waiting on Claude, let's go to our Telegram page to see. This is a Christ icon group, and this is our bot. Hello. So just chatted the bot. I just wanted to ask CC. The bot was able to tell me that everyone please rejoin now on Zoom. You see the way it works. And it happens that Olaomi is a member of our group, and she has been following up, and she can see how it works. I would like Olaomi also to help us explain to the whole organization what she has witnessed so far with the board, and the messages and even the information coming in from our other extended platform to the board, because the board was able to produce our retrospective and showed us who is lacking, what to do. It's all there because of we don't want to put our members out there publicly. So we're thinking that Olaomi also should help us with this information. She can as well unmute and tell us.
Okay. Nothing much to say, honestly. The only thing is the bot will not work just as a member, at least for now. It needs to be like an administrator to be able to do some of the work, which we've done that during the course of the week. And yes, I saw the process and all, which is fantastic. We're just trying to make sure that we are careful with people's information and all that. But really nothing out of the ordinary. We're just using it now. Annie has really been on it. She's just using it. And with the bot, she's able to send messages from the bot into Telegram straight away, amongst other things. So it's very fantastic. But I think you should show the team more details how you go about it, so people can learn how to use it. And I told you, more importantly, how is the bot helping you as a Scrum Master? That's what you should be communicating to us now. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much, Olaomi. Yeah, the bot is helping me so much as a Scrum Master, because some of the tasks that I usually do by sending reminders to the group and also uploading calendars to the group, I don't do it any longer. It does it for me because I've programmed it to do that repetitively within the day. And also it's helping keeping track with other communication in the group. Which I don't need to generate any longer. Even if Daniel sent him his excuses yesterday that he's not going to be present today, and the board generated it for everybody to see, those who are not going to be present on this call and those who are working. It also generated who are those presenting for every group, which is a fantastic way to go about things. Instead of me taking time to do it, the chatbot is already doing it for us, and I think it's good for us. We spend limited time on that, and it's perfect. And we can also chat, and the bot can also help us in so many different things that we don't know. Thank you. So while we're waiting on Claude, that is what we've done so far this week. Also trying to use agents into our team and see how it works. We're just learning, and we'll continue exploring different ways of working smartly. Did you have a question for you? What if we are able to build an agent that we, let's say, for instance, our experts like Olaomi, Moji, Vivian, and we're able to build an agent that we use their brain and connect it in a hub that we no longer need to ask them more questions. We just have to build that agent and the agents work for us as if it's Olaomi or Moji working for us and putting it. Is that going to be a fantastic product? Is that going to be feasible? Or can we, I'm just asking if it's feasible with the developers for us to do that.
Yes, yes, of course. If you are going to actually build an agent that will suck Olaumi's brain, right, and put it inside the agent and also Vivian's brain. And in fact, I can volunteer my own brain as well anyway. So it would be an asset, yeah. So yeah, of course. So are you happy to take the project? Because now
No.
I think what is no?
No, because I'm just asking because why, I started with this agentic work because of Olufunke. You know, she always pushes me to the extreme. She's part of my, as Vivian said, there are some people that you meet here and you will notice that they help you in more ways that you cannot. She has been one of these persons. She goes on and learn things and then she comes here to teach me. Or she sends me the information to go and study on my own. And then sometimes I go back to allow me to ask 1 or 2 questions and also to Vivian. They have been fantastic to me, but I was just asking because I read somewhere that agents, some companies are already building hubs, putting brains together and using it in their organizations. And from Sam Altman, he said very soon intelligence is going to be measured like water, electricity bill and water. And it was really triggering for me to understand that very soon we'll be looking at intelligence as a commodity, which means we'll be paying for it heavily in our houses. So I was thinking that maybe we'll move to another way of looking at how Scrum will work into an agentic way, getting the brains of the likes of Alaomi, Moji, Vivian, and the rest, Bukola, to put them together.
Yeah, I totally agree. Anyway, so and if you have to build this vampire of an agent to suck people's brain, yeah, like I said, I'm happy for that to be done. In fact, I can volunteer my brain as well. So yeah, but is the resources that would build it. That's the issue. That's why I want to kind of nominate you. Who supports you anyway, right? So, and yeah. So
okay. Thank you, but not ready because that one is more than me to do. I will need a lot of resources, a lot of people, and also money is involved because you have to build a lot of tools to go ahead with it.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what Close has sent to me. It has already downloaded the sprint retrospective, which I think all of us can see. But because, as we said earlier, we would not like to show a lot of it because it involves so many members. So this is what it shows us, the sprint retrospective. This, we call it in our group Oge's Mirror because Oge is our head of the Scrum Master. So Oge looking at this will be able to tell us, oh, this is what is happening. Attendance was 41%, capacity use was 39.4%. Absence is 101 days, participation is 4.2/10, and absenteeism is 1.84/10. With all this information, Oge will be able to transform it because right now we look at the fact that most members, they attend retrospective, they don't want to populate the board. So what Oge is looking at it as is to use it as a question or as a forum for us to discuss on what is really happening in our group. You can see the other recommendation that the Scrum Master recommendation that Claude gave us. It's reach out before the next sprint. 101 on the others, you see, it gives us set a day, 5 mid-sprint attendance check, create 1-page coverage metrics. All these are things that will take us time for us to do it. and he gave us which one is ongoing, which this week or immediate, next sprint or immediate. So it already showed us where we can focus on. And we are very happy that we discovered this, that we can use it, and we've been using it, and we've been we are really happy about it. And it has been helping us a lot as Scrum Masters. These are some of the retrospective action items. You can see from the items generated by Claude, you will see what is happening in our organization without even asking. Deji asked me as the founder of this organization to send him a report, sending it to Deji. Deji doesn't really need to ask me questions because everything is there. He can see it. He's able to read and follow through. Instead of me sitting down to see how I'm going to write that report to DG, because I already have my automated trackers, which help me to track every member's performance and also help us with the KPIs to track which member exceeded performance or which member needed to be checked, which member is also trying to reach optimum performance. So it's really a good way to go about things. And 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐂𝐓 has really implemented it very well for the last retrospective. And she told me from what she said that she got a result from the members, because we're able to talk one-on-one with members. 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐂𝐓, can you unmute and tell them what you did by following up on the members and the result you got that it was different from us assuming before. Hello, 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐂𝐓. Hello, 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐶. Are you there?
Hello, yes,
Okay,
I'm here.
Okay,
Sorry.
so you can tell the group what you did as the head of the Scrum Masters, those you reach out to, because you had this chat with you had all this information, you were able to do this and do that. I think that will help us a little bit to see how AI has been helping Scrum Masters.
Hey, sorry, can you give me a few minutes, please? Maybe you can continue. I'll come back to.
Okay,
Okay, that's fine. I can hear your baby
yeah,
at
okay,
the
that's fine.
background.
So
Attentive.
So what 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐂𝐓 did was 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐍 sent me some group of people I should be able to reach out to. So I reached out to some of those members and then I gave her back the report. She reached out to the rest of the members and she was able to document what is happening to these members that have not been showing up. What is happening? Are they going to come sometime in the future? We got all that result and we're able to put it in a file and say, okay, instead of us sitting and assuming these members don't want to be part of us, we got to realize that no, they have something going on in their life and they needed our support. And it was really mind-blowing to know that talking to them relieved them a lot and they were happy to tell us that they will soon come back to join us. And these are things that AI will not be able to do for us. And then AI will not be able to have that decision to say, should we sack them or should we readmit them? And talking with 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐶 and Olufunke said something which was very important. She said, you always have to give people chances. We cannot take them to DG and say these people have not been participating for them to be scrapped off our group. But what we should do is we should readmit them and then we should follow up with them and then bring them up to speed with our project and see how all of us can work together in the next project, which I think was good. And that is what we are about to implement. And this is all for now for our presentation, showing how we've used AI in our organization successfully in our sprint retrospective and also in our other artifacts like that we develop, like the attendance tracker, the capacity tracker, and the KPIs, and which is working perfectly for us. Thank you all. So I have come to the end of my presentation. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Nonko. Thank you. That was really a lot. Thanks for sharing, and especially with the bot. I just really hope you and Olufunke can take up the challenge in terms of building a bot for us. even if it's just starting with the SOS. I think that's a very good one. And also trying to see how you can show the rest of us. Maybe you should have a session for us in SOS. That would be much appreciated. And then we can bring it to the larger team, if that's okay. But thank you so much for that and all that you've shared so far. Can we have the next member of your team? I think feedback will be taken from... Oh, sorry, let me ask. Deji, should we do the feedback now or at the end?
Let's do as we used to do it at the end. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yes, so who's next on your team, please?
I think I'll just go because
Olaumi's hand is up.
Hi, Olaumi.
I thought I was talking though. Oh, Olaumi, okay, that's fine.
Okay, no, sorry, nothing out of the ordinary, but because it's something I didn't want to forget to mention. So really fantastic work, and it's not a feedback yet. When it's time for feedback, I'm sure people, all of us, will give feedback. But fantastic work. But there's something I wanted to just correct for everyone. We need to start using the right terminologies, the right words. Like for example, they already corrected with Claude. That's by the way. So you when you were referring to Oge a lot today, you were saying head of Scrum Master. So out there is two ways. Is either you call her a group Scrum Master, or you call her a Scrum Master lead or something.
Senior.
Lead Scrum Master. Yes. Don't use head of Scrum Master.
Thank you
out there.
very much.
Yes.
Thank you.
So
Thank
let's
you.
just do the right.
Thank you very much,
All right.
Olaomi. Thank you.
Thank you. I know that
Noted.
I'm likely going to forget when we're giving feedback. That's why I said let me just mention. And it cuts
No,
across
thank
other
you.
roles, not only Scrum Master. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Umi, for that. Ufoma, thank you. Over to you.
Morning, everyone. I'm a bit under the weather, but I'll just do what I can. So I'm representing the BA in my team. Let me share my screen, please. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I would say I've learned from AI over the weeks and months. But initially when I started, I was doing more of reading than using AI. So so this is something I just brought up this morning. What AI can do for a BA, which is understanding what the project it is, and from my experience as well, gathering requirements, analyzing stakeholderizing stories, acceptance criteria, identifying the gaps in the project. And it has also helped me with creating my diagrams as well. And there are certain things you cannot do. You cannot build relationship with stakeholders. It cannot replace that conversation, make decisions when it comes to the project or the business you're working on, taking responsibility, resolving issues among stakeholders, arranging for workshops and stuff like that. AI cannot do that for you. So I'll go, these are the prompts anyway that I used. So like I said, I was reading previously, so it's actually been a tough one, but then I had to read just to catch up with other things that has been done as a BA. So this is one of the prompts I used for ChatGPT. So what are the steps to follow as a business analyst to work on an eBay project? So that guided me when I was doing the consultation, the 3 projects, anyways. So from my own basic experience using eBay, I did sell on eBay before. So I gathered all of that. What I read, AI helped as well. So, and then for me to understand the project from the BA perspective, I had to apply ChatGPT to kind of guide me on steps to follow while working on the project. And that was my prompt I used, and it came up with all of these. So I went further to say the current, if you give me create as is, that's the current process for eBay. I'll go back to my but I just want to show you this. So this was what it came up as this process, buyer identifying, but I picked on one, which is the inconsistency. Yeah, that's it. So I went further to talk about what will I want the epic to be called, the feature and all. And there was this one that it gave to me: inconsistent seller credibility perceptions by buyers. And I requested, and it just gave me all the epic, gave me the user stories and all, and I was like, wow, this is what. Just recently I started using Claude, but this morning I didn't really put Claude into perspective. I think it was one or two I created, and I went further to do the agile project, because initially when I started as a BA, that was another challenge I had, understanding the different methodologies as well. But sometimes when I read, it helps me. So I came back with this, and I used the Gherkin request. So I did ask for a problem statement and the business objective based on eBay, and this was the problem statement I gave to me: consistent seller credibility perception by buyers. And that kind of guided my own perspective after reading and from my experiences, which helped me with the PBI I was to write on. I picked on one PBI to kind of explain to you, and then it gave me the assist. So the pain points, the stakeholder requirement, epic stories, and all, using the Gherkin process. So I also requested, I said, illustrate the buyer journey for eBay using the Visio. I don't think I spelled that well, but it did understand me. And then it gave me this one as this journey as a buyer. And even when I do like this, sometimes I notice from the first time I actually used this that it was difficult for me to elaborate on it. So I always use it as a guide, and that was how I came out with the Lucid app, to learn how to use the Lucid app. And I kind of worked on it and created it myself. Maybe in the process as I go, I will learn more on that. But let me go back to, am I still sharing my screen? Yes, I came up with this inconsistent seller credibility perception by buyers, and then I created my user story and acceptance criteria. But I feel that understanding what I want to do from my own perception and from reading, it helped me to edit the story and the acceptance criteria the way I felt was okay enough for the for the project I was writing on. So yeah, that's that one I did. And then I think, let me go to the last one. Yeah, so when it comes to wireframing, say give me a wireframe to illustrate using the above, which was the initial acceptance criteria I created based on the inconsistent buyers journey. And then it gave me the wireframe for this, which is this one. I haven't done this yet on Azure DevOps, but I've used this aspect for PayPal. Let me go back to PayPal, and then I was able to kind of draw my own and put it out there for, yeah. So that was it. So I was able to use that as a guide, and then I used the Balsamic app, my PayPal wireframe, and that's the PayPal wireframe. So overall, as a person, as a staff of, will I say, BlueSky, AI has helped me in so many things, in my CV, in kind of align my CV to the industry in terms of what they need. So there's something I used Claude to do this morning, was to create a process map diagram using eBay, and this was what it gave to me. And how you create your listing, the buyer bids, or just the process of how eBay works. And it gave me this perspective. Normally, what I would do, which I didn't have the time to do this morning, was to look through this one and see how I can create it myself using maybe Visio or the Lucid app, which I learned a couple of weeks back to create it. But I will say generally AI has helped me in my day-to-day work, in my own career, in my businesses as an individual, to kind of get ideas and create it. I've even learned other apps like Lovable, how to create websites and stuff like that. So that's all I have to present for BA today. Thank you. So I'll stop sharing just now. That's all I have. Thank you. Oh God.
Thank you, Foma, especially for still showing us something, even the fact that you're not feeling well. Thank you so much. We'll give you the feedback. Sorry, I thought I was talking. Apologies. Thank you, Foma.
Wait, I heard you. I was
Oh,
coughing.
okay, that's fine. Anyone else from your team, please?
Yeah, Marvelous is presenting for the QAs. Sorry,
Okay,
guys.
thank you again.
Good morning.
Good
Can you hear
morning,
me?
Marvelous. Yes, we can.
Okay. So good morning. Thank you for the audience for today's presentation. And I will be representing the QAs and Crest icon. So I'll be sharing my screen in a moment. So please, can we all see my screen?
Not yet.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, now.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay. So AI has really been really helpful to us as QAs, to me personally, not just with Azure or QA as a whole, but actually in other areas of life too, on other careers that I am involved in. But I'm going to strictly just focus on how AI is helping me mostly in the QA sector. Please excuse me. So, the first place I'm going to take you to is that AI, of which the tool I use mostly for creating test cases happens to be ChatGPT. Initially, I would have used Claude today, but for now, I do not have a paid version, and there's apparently no free version in Claude. So I've actually been sticking with ChatGPT for a while, from my internship days up to today. That was until before I knew about Claude, but I wasn't able to pay, so I wasn't able, sorry, I've not been able to get a paid account yet. So um I'm going to show you a prompt I used on ChatGPT to create test cases. So I'm going to show you a test case that I have initially created in the speculated time that I and my team worked on prep major. So we're going to go there now, and then I'm going to show you the test cases, and then I'm going to show you the prompt. Okay, this will take a little while. What's going on? Okay, okay, okay. Okay, hold on, the steps are coming up. Okay, So these are the test cases. We have the expected result, we have the action. So I'm going to quickly, excuse me, I'm going to quickly show you a prompt that I used in generating this test case. So if you look here, this is the prompt I used. So technically what I did was, come on, come off. Excuse me. So technically what I did was I was able to copy the criteria, the expected criteria from Azure, and then I put it in ChatGPT. And if you notice here, what I now did was I removed some personal specifications that direct to BlueSky or that directs to Prep Major just for safety reasons because this is not a paid version. So I just put up a made up name here and I'm going to click on the send prompt. So we're going to see ChatGPT bring out the results. So technically, this is everything. This is everything. This is the expected result. You see, ChatGPT is also giving me everything I need, you know. And after doing this, another thing I also like about Azure is you can't just copy and paste from ChatGPT. That's actually not possible. You have to go through everything. But I think in as much as I like that, that's a little bit of a setback to some area in using AI because I won't be able to copy and paste on Prep Major. I'll have to go over it line by line just to be able to type. But then again, that gives me full control because, AI is very helpful, but it's not completely 100%. There are some AIs that will give you 50, some will give you 70%, but most times it's not. Most times it's always on point, but we can never be too. What's going on? Okay. We can never be too trusting, like 100% trusting. So this is how I got the expected result, or in other words, my test cases that I have generated here successfully. And initially, this helped a lot because, especially during my internship days when I didn't really use AI when I first started. So I was genuinely just using gherkins from my head and writing everything, line by line, understand? So AI really helped me in that area. It reduced the time spent on generating these test cases. It really helped there, and it's really a wonderful one. So then I also quickly want to show you another aspect, which is the automation aspect, because AI also has been really helpful in this area. So the environment you're currently seeing on the screen right now is the Visual Studio. And this is a Gherkin code for the login feature for Prep Major. So the AI that is being used here actually is Copilot actually, and honestly, I think this is actually one of my favorite AIs because honestly, it's really helpful. And another thing with Visual Studio is Copilot, GitHub Copilot actually helps. It's more like embedded under, so sometimes you won't even notice that it's Copilot doing the work. Like for example, this login.feature was generated by Copilot. It was generated easily by Copilot. That's how we have the gherkins. And then from the gherkins, we're able to still generate other scripts, other test scripts. Like we have the login step definitions. This was created directly from the login feature. The rec and roll creates the the rec and roll, it generates the mechanism for example, now let's say you want to know how I created my base hook, which happens to be, please pardon me, my system is hanging a little bit. Okay, coming on. Can you all hear me?
We
Hello?
can
Yes,
hear you.
marvelous. Yes, marvelous.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. So here, I think yes, this should be the base. Yeah, this is the base. This is the base. Okay, so come on, scroll up, scroll up. Okay, so let me use the base as an example. So the rec and roll creates the mechanisms for the base, for example, like it creates the before test run, it creates after test run, it creates before feature, it creates after feature. And then after creating those mechanisms, the Copilot, the GitHub Copilot, then completes the code generation, and which is actually very helpful to us as QA when we're doing automated testing. So it helps us do that, and it also helps us to generate other codes. The login page, it also helps in generating it also helps in generating step definition. And once that is done, we can then, and another thing with AI, with Copilot is uh, it won't do everything like for you. It will give you ideas. It will give you ideas, a whole lot of ideas. It's just you to just tweak a little, in the step definitions. You tweak a little. You get some of the actual punchlines you need, some of the actual commands you need, some of the actual constructors that you need. So you do that. And another interesting thing that Copilot does that which makes it a very, very amazing AI tool is that it also helps you to correct your code. For example, now you have a set of codes that has a lot of syntax errors. It will help you in correcting those codes. Although even if it's not to 100%, but it will be very efficient. Because most times when you get an error code, you usually get an icon here in form of a light bulb, giving you a warning sign that oh, you've got something wrong in your code, right? So after you've seen that, you can right click and then you can correct the code with using Copilot. And then after running the code again, before running the code again, then you go on and click on clean and build solution. And when you're done with those, you can then successfully run your code. So as you can see here, this code is already been run, but just for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to rerun. I'm going to actually reclean and I'm going to rebuild. So you see that everything is working as it should be. Okay. Let's give it a little moment. System don't disgrace me, please. Come on. Apologies, this is not supposed to really take so much time. I think maybe it's okay. So as you can see here, the cleaning has been completed, and then we just build. Yeah, apologies for the little delay. Okay, it's still building. Okay, so the build is completed. So we'll just run the code for the course of the demo. So initially, this code has been run already before, but I don't know why it's taking so long. Okay, it started running. Okay, I don't really know. It's taking so long. Okay, all right. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, I think the my laptop took a little bit too much time, and which has caused the code to fail. So I don't think I have enough time to rerun this. So I don't know if maybe when it runs, I can show my screen again. Oh, okay, so it's actually failed because of the time taken. Okay, okay. Oh, Okay, let's just rerun this. Hmm. Okay, all right. Uh, so apparently, I think I'm having a little bit of a network challenge. So that's why this is refusing to run, and of course that is also taking so much time. So I think that's everything I have to show. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Marvelous, for that. Okay. We're going to go to the feedback now. Thank you so much for that. I think we'll start with NONCO, the SMs. So can anyone from Avalanche, please, as any of the SMs, ADMs on Avalanche, give a feedback to NONCO on her presentation? Let me see who's on the call. Anyone from Avalanche, SM, ADM? Okay. Allow me, please, can you give feedback to NONCO? I can't find any of the other SMs on the call or ADM on the call.
Okay. My feedback will almost be it will almost be very partial because I know she put in a lot of work during, even before the course of this week. Well done, firstly, Quest Icon SMs. I know it's all of you that put it together, but most of the work I know it was Noko reaching out, add this, remove this. She did a lot of trials and all that. So the thing is, I'm saying this only because I saw a bit of the process and all that. So I know a lot of work has gone in this, but I still expected more of your show and tell. You see, when you are taking somebody through something, you need to find a way to carry us along completely. Your words were right, your explanations, but the tell was okay, but the show for me was not. It does not match up. It doesn't match up with the level of work that you have put in to the chatbot. You know all the trials and error you did. You know when you named it first, your own personal choice of name before you switch to Quest Icon, reaching out to convert it to admin. You first tried and so it wasn't working as a member and all that. A lot of work that you did. You want to see more of that next time, right? Put in, let us know, let us see that flavor of what you've done so far. Let everybody know and feel exactly what. And when we're saying this is a show and tell. What I expect from everyone, and maybe not just to Noko, is more like just you copy a prompt, show us where you put in the prompts, what the result is, carry us through a journey. Let us see what you're doing. I think Bukola gave us a bit of that, last week too. So you're showing us what you have done properly, not just saying it. You need to show. I know you shared your screen, I know, but I was expecting more of that journey for you to show us. So, but the thing is, your research is fantastic, and I'll encourage you guys in Quest Icons. I think we don't say it enough. Quest Icons, you guys have been very fantastic in the AI side of things as a team. And sometimes, in as much as I've not reached that stage, honestly, but I sometimes understand how they feel sometimes when you see people really doing well. And all. In my head, it's like, my children of yesterday, they've already grown. So you cannot imagine how, Deji feels. Well done, really, for you guys. Another thing I was going to say is, you see, as they were talking about the pronunciation, you were still going back and forth saying French, English. I think sometimes just take it, because that's the obtainable name. Then you can also go back and do a research. Learn the pronunciation on YouTube and all that. So it's sometimes when people give feedback, it's not even for back and forth. Don't get me wrong, doesn't mean you cannot challenge the feedback, but just go learn it. Then you can come back and say, okay, well, I've made research, and I think the one I said first was what is obtainable. That's much better or something. So just take it in good stride. Um, Another thing I observe is I think cut across most of us in our presentation, instead of us presenting, we like to shoot ourselves in the leg so much. I don't know where we learned that thing from. Trust me, it's not only you. We try to say a lot of the negative side, maybe so that somebody will not say the negative side. I don't really like it when you're referring to, okay, we're not able to do this because of this, we're not able to do that because of that. I know I'm giving feedback to just Noko, but I felt it in Informa Zone, I felt it in Marvelous's own too. Don't shoot yourself in the leg too much as well. Yes, sometimes you can mention a bit of the negativity, but don't focus on it. Just move forward. Like if I'm going to give example now of your team, virtually today, somebody within your team that presented told me that I didn't prepare for this until this morning. That's what I learned from what was mentioned. So you guys should be careful as a team. I don't know why I'm giving a bit of general feedback because I was looking at your screen, but I didn't really see the most of the action. You were just paused at some point, but I was speaking your words. So for you, Noko, please go back. The retrospective and everything. When you say that you use it to check the performance of team members, performance is different from punctuality because your focus was on people that are not attending. Now, performance, what were the criteria that was used? I expected you guys to have ruled out the criteria. Show us how you imputed it into the chatbot and how the chatbot helped you do that drawing and everything. Or, you gave an example that today somebody sent in their apologies and the chatbot did this, but I didn't see what that chatbot did. I stand corrected. Vivian, did that show? Because at some point I was in trance. Did that show? I'm not sure.
No.
You said it. All those things you were saying were very joyful to me. That okay, that's really lovely, but I couldn't see it. So are you coming here to train us, or are you coming here to show us? Let's stay on the script. The script is come and show us how AI has helped you as a Scrum Master or across any role. So when you come, you are showing me exactly what you're doing. So, for example, somebody sent so to give an apology of not being able to attend today. And with the AI was able to help me draw up a table to say this person is coming today, this person is not coming today, this person is presenting today, because you mentioned that the AI did the presentation, but you were just telling me, you were not showing me, and here is supposed to be a show of what that AI does for you. So let's step back.
Sorry, allow me. Let me just come in. I showed you. Maybe you could not see it. I went to my Telegram.
We didn't see it. We didn't see how the chatbot.
Sorry.
Okay. We didn't see how that chatbot did the change. We didn't see where the information, before the chatbot does something, information comes in and then it gives us an outcome, right? So we didn't see that process. For me, it's just word of mouth. I saw Claude playing somewhere, right? But nothing showing me exactly what you are talking about at the time.
Okay.
If there's anybody that can also corroborate what Annie said, maybe they saw, maybe I just...
Annie, do you have an understanding of what she said she's talking about?
I do have an understanding of what she's talking about. It's just that when I switch my web page to Telegram, when I was showing people what the chatbot has been doing for us, the message that I showed you was, I think from my understanding, I thought it was a message that it generated when Daniel said he will not be attending today, and then he drew up the list.
I think I saw meeting link.
That is it. It wasn't okay. Sorry, then it's my fault.
I want you to show me starting from when Daniel sent his message, how the chatbot now did the results like that, so that somebody can be intrigued. You see, sometimes the way learning goes is no, it's not even about correct or wrong. The way learning goes is something attracts you to want to learn sometimes, right? Like, for example, you give an example of Olufunke showing you something, she gives you, and then you go back, you try and learn and everything, right? If you're just telling me about how Claude has helped you as an SM, and I see that, oh, somebody gave, I'm going to be absent today, Claude generates something, I'm like, oh, wow. I'm happy to go first, even immediately after this call, to first test it for my team first before. But if I didn't see it, I'll just say, hey, so Claude can do that. And that's it. Please don't get me wrong. I know everybody's learning journey is separate. I should go back and learn on my own. But I'm just saying, make it interesting so that we want to see more. Because, like I said, the amount of work you put into this is not commensurable to what you showed us today. That's why maybe because I had too much in-depth knowledge of what you were trying to come across and all that. The work you did, honestly, for everyone, if you know what Annie has done to put this up today, it wasn't a small face, but I expect to see more. But really, still, like I said, well done. You see that your journey of this AI, don't relent on it. Keep growing with it. Keep learning. Don't let. And the more you show, the more you get better on it. So, like Vivian already said earlier, if you can come and show us, even you, Bukola, and remember the part you said Bukola did, the first phase of it. You guys came to do the other phase of it too. You people can work together across teams, right? It's about collaboration. You can reach out to B-Link. Both of you work together and come display something for us on a Sunday. Something fantastic that we can learn and hold on to. And the way training goes is the more you do, the better you get. I'm sure this was not how I was talking maybe 3 years ago or 3.5 years ago. I keep getting better gradually. That's how it is. The more you train, the more you learn, the more you teach people rather, you keep getting better yourself. That's the trick about volunteering or trying to be a mentor. The more you do it, the better you get. The way Juliet speaks now when she's talking to interns, in fact, I'll be looking like, hey, allow me, you need to step up your game, because the people coming after you get to know it. I don't know how to explain, but it gets more interesting the more you do it, the more you explain. I remember when Funketu used to talk to, she'd be stuttering, but now see her mouth is very sharp. Yeah, I'm even afraid of her like that. So that kind of thing, you need to come back and show us. But really, Quest Icon, fantastic. I wish I could give more feedback because I was in a journey, but I was really, really listening. If not, I would have been jotting to give you more feedback. But well done. Please go back and take that stride of when you want to do a show and tell, show us the journey from when you put it in to when you brought it out. That's what will keep us interested and enjoy the whole phase. Thank you very much, Lydia. Thank you. Well done, and Noko, and well done to Press
it's we have our queen of AI. You've forgotten Oge.
Yes,
so all of them together.
Yes, so well done, Oge. Well done. Fantastic job, all of you. Fantastic job. Thank you.
Thank you, allow me for that. Can someone from B-Link? Bola, are you happy to take over now, please?
I can take over, that's fine.
All right then, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Pressed icons. Just wanted to see if there was any of the SMs from B-Link that is able to give feedback to them, please. And Bukola, are you able to give feedback to Pressed Icons for their AI adoption PowerPoint?
Bala, did you call my name?
Yes, please. Are you able to give feedback to Noko and
Okay.
And Olufunke for their feedback?
Please, let me call you back. Yes, I'll call you back. Sorry. Noko, well done. Thank you so much for showcasing the what you have been doing with AI. And I don't want to repeat what Laomi has said already, but I want to ask a question. I might be wrong, but when you are showing us the retrospective, what I thought is, I believe retrospective is what you get from the team when you had discussion. Then maybe the way I use it, I might be putting it in a box. Is I speak with my team, we have a retrospective, then we have a conversation. Then I pick what we have discussed, I put it in AI to create a theme for me and go, look at the action plan and see how to work with it. That's what I use AI for. But I noticed that you put in some data into the AI, then you ask it questions. Maybe I did not get the full prompt. Then the AI came up from what the data you are putting, not what, okay, maybe the question I should ask is, what you put in, is it the conversation you've had with the team to get what has worked, what has not worked, and the action plan? Or is it that you just put in the attendance and I can't remember every other thing you put, and it just kind of created it. Was it the AI that generated the retrospective for you, or was it the team that had a retrospective and you put it into the AI to see what we are doing forward? Maybe I want to ask that question, please.
Okay, Bokola, thank you very much. What I did was, you remember, I continue your journey. Last 2 weeks, what you did was you showed us a lot of orchestration of what AI can do, and you showed there was a lot of gaps in it because you didn't have the document on the retrospective part. So lucky enough for us, we already started documenting our journey from our sprint 4 to our sprint 6, which means that we had our capacity tracker already in place, and that is where Olaomi is coming in to say she wanted me to show how I created the retrospective tracker. Sorry, the capacity tracker, how I created the attendance tracker, and what are the values I added in my KPIs that were able to show my performance, which are things that I left from my presentation, which was very wrong. And I think I've gotten it because I was looking at the time that I had just 10 minutes. I don't want to, it's so bogus that I don't want to start from the beginning. And so I decided to start from where you ended. And you ended in your orchestration. So what I did is I took our own documentations that we've already documented, that is our artifact that we already have. And I went back to
Okay. Thank you. That's clear for me.
So I went to Claude. Just 1 minute. Your second part of the question, which is, you think retrospective comes from the members. Sometimes it's not always that way. What I've learned over time from reading, and even I think one time Olaomi said it, that when you have members that, I think Raymond raised that, and Olaomi said, sometimes you have members that don't want to populate the bot. What you do is you have to prepare your mind, and you come in, then you can come with some questions that you people will discuss. And from there, you can raise action plan from it. And when she said that, I think that was 2 months ago, I captured it and I said, okay, what can AI do for me? So when I put in all these, I realized that AI was able to come up with a retrospective plan for me, looking at some of those values and the metrics that I've put in it. I've given, that is, as Tosin said last time, I've given a lot of access to Claude, which means I have given a lot of documentation about us, and Claude is already aware of it because remember, Claude has a memory. And then I have already done the part of orchestration, which is the prompting. So Claude was able to manifest that by giving me a dashboard of what we should do, and even giving us a recommendation of how we should go about some of the problems, and even the action plans we should look in. So those things were already put in place, and then Claude was able to help us now to facilitate it. If you remember 2 weeks, we had Raymond that was presented in the SOS and asked us to use Claude to look for, AI to look for some answer. And when Olaomi gave her response, Daniel came up and said, oh, I was looking at Gemini, but what you said, Olaomi, it's completely different from what Gemini gave me. And Olaomi said, no, I use Copilot, but then I already know my material. So what Copilot gave me was exactly what you had. But because I have I know my material, I was able to go further to explain to you. And that is how it works. Because I already have my material, so Claude was able to generate all these results for me. Thank you. So sometimes it's good to have your material handy and also know what you want. As Olaomi keep telling us that AI cannot do it for us. You must know your material. You must know it. So that you can use it.
Thank you, Noko. Thank you. It's clearer for me now. What you ask AI to do is to just generate a retrospective plan for you, and you took it from where I have. Thank you. I've learned that and I've taken it on board. So well done. So that's, that's my thought on it. But well done generally on using AI. And the chat bot, like it has been said, is something. But I've been thinking about using agent, but my own is I don't know how much of data privacy that is available regarding that and the access is, but I think, like Laomi has said, it would be great for you to please bring it, like Vivian said, to bring
we'll
it
do
for
that
us
on our
to.
SOS. That's why we have our
Yes, that
guild.
would
And
be
those who
very
are not
good.
attending
Thank
the
you so
guild, they are
much.
really missing, because most of these things that I generated is from the guild. All the information that you people feed me with, I always have my notebook, so I always do it, and then we go back in our group. And that is why, if you notice, there is no SOS meeting that there is one crest icon member is not present, because this is our strategy. If we look at our commitments, those whose commitments are like if I have lesser commitment on that day, and even if I don't want to attend, Fuke and Oge has to ask me to attend because theirs is better. I mean, it's like we weigh it, so I must be there and I must participate because they go back and watch the video to see if you were present. Did you participate? Did you take note? So they come back and ask me, what did you learn? So we have that sessions, which is really good. It helps to build us. And when sometimes Olaomi give us information without knowing. So we always have that notebook that we go back and look at it. And that's why we'll be able to come up with all these and to help ourselves. We work as a team and we are really happy with what we do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Noko. Thank you for that clarification. And well done on the great job. And we hope that Crest Icon will be able to bring us in as well. Allow me, please. I think that's all from me.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. Fantastic feedback, Nicola. Why I raised my hand, I'm sorry, everyone, because I know because of time. So we need to do this together now, Noko. So you think of the word or like OR. So when you're saying Claude, say or the sound inside, just think of it as OR. It's just the easiest way. Yes, Claude. Say Claude. 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 Yes. Don't be carried away by the AUDE English. You just say Claude, at least for now. Or if you remember the name Claudia, it will help you. Yeah. It's Claude.
Yeah, and that's a very big problem because I have the Latino pronunciation because that's my younger cousin's name. I will call
Don't worry
Claude,
about
Claude,
it.
Claude.
Just
So it's crazy.
use YouTube.
Oh, Jesus.
Use YouTube to learn the
I will
pronunciation.
do it. I will do
Yeah.
it. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Claude.
Thank you, Claude. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Laumi. And thank you, Bora, for building icons. So we're going to drop to digital icons. Are you able to give feedback for our SMs, please? Any SM on digital icons?
Hi, good morning. Or good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you, Ken.
Yes, hello. So I would say I actually liked and enjoyed her presentation. Although from the other people that have given feedback, she should have given more. But I just have very short feedback to give, which is the output generated using Claude is really impressive. And so leveraging chatbot to communicate with team members on messaging platforms also stood out for me. As an administrative tool, it proves to be highly effective, and I believe that they will continue to work more on that. I wish I could also I had that skill to do that. It's also advantageous or beneficial as it supports the Scrum Master in their duties, allowing them to concentrate more on more critical tasks. So this approach aligns with Noko's idea of working smartly or smarter. So by utilizing these tools, one can monitor the activities of team members and proactively address any issues affecting both teams, both individuals and team as a whole. So actually, and also the prompting was quite strategic and skillful. I like that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Kenny.
You're welcome.
So it's Kenny now. Okay. Thank you very much, Ken. From Digital Icon. Can we move on to Elite Icon to give feedback for the SM? Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Yes, I'll say it was well done, Noko, for that. It was a clear, well-structured presentation. It was really easy to follow, so I really enjoyed that. I like how you demonstrated your prompts, so we can see what you're putting into it. And also the artifacts you showed, like your automated spreadsheets, and how you uploaded them into Claude to give you, to analyze it better, which was really good. So it showed you, it prioritized the actions, the owners, the deadlines, which I thought was really good as well, and gave recommendations to the Scrum Masters. Also giving you key insights, the risks and areas for improvement, which I thought was really good as well. Overall, I think you really demonstrated how AI has supported real data-driven decision making, because you put the real figures in there, then it showed you a timeline and exactly what to do with it and how you can improve it. So I thought that was That was really good, really. I'll say that the only thing I will say, it would have been good for you to show us in terms of the retrospective as well, how you were doing it before to how you're doing it with AI, so that you can sort of explain how it's saving you time, and also the additional insights Claude has given, your AI has given you, so we can just compare how good that you know your AI usage has actually helped you. But overall, I think it was a really good presentation, really clear, and yeah, I enjoyed it. So well done. I think that was really good.
Thank you very much. And that was really, really good feedback as well, actually. Yeah, I really liked your feedback that you gave to the team and some really key points that you mentioned there. So thank you for that. We move, Lama, I don't know if you got your hand up from before. I think it's a legacy hand. I will go on to thank you to future cyber icons. Are you anybody able to give feedback for the SMs?
Hi, Bola. Our SM is away on leave at the moment.
Does anyone else? I know, I believe, I don't know if you had a
Adegunro.
programs. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
he's away. Yeah, he's away.
That's okay. I know, I'm not sure if your head of program is. I know he wasn't able to. Is there anyone else that was able to represent Adebero or to give some feedback for the
Not
team?
at the moment.
Okay. So, all right, that's fine. But can we just make sure next time, even if your SMEs are not around, it's that's to everybody, that somebody is able to give feedback on behalf of the team. Would appreciate that.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, for the BA ones, we'd usually do that. Adegunro is the only SM on the team. That's why.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. But again, if SM is on leave, people need to still step up for him in the role. Plus,
yeah,
if
that's fine.
not to worry. Glimmer Icons, anyone SM able to give feedback, please?
Hi everyone, I'm Josephine.
Hi Josephine, thank you.
For me, the presentation was quite arranged and quite enlightening. I really don't want to go back to what other person has said regarding the retrospective. There isn't really much into it on how it was being used, the practical aspect of how it was used, which I think that is another way of Annie to put in more effort on, so as to show us how she used that, how that was being used during her work. For the presentation was well organized and more of insights to me, and I think that's a good presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Josephine, for feedback to Crest Icons. Okay, so we're going to move on to giving feedback to our BAs. And if we can have a BA from Avalanche Icons, please, to give some feedback. Give feedback to the BA, please. I think it was Ufoma that did it. Avalanche Icons, any BA available, or if not, head of program, or someone else can step in for that person. So BA, please, feedback. Thank you. Okay, do you not have any feedback from avalanche icons for the BA?
I'm not sure why they are not responding. Maybe you should circle back to them. Sorry, to us rather. Just
Sorry,
go
I'll
around
move
and come
on.
back to us. Yeah,
No, I
come back
won't come back.
to
I won't.
Avalanche.
I won't come back to you. You'll be
Oh,
noted that you
sorry.
haven't done it.
Okay, I listened to her and she spoke about all the things that she had done, but at the beginning I was a bit thrown because of what she mentioned at the start. I know Ufoma very hardworking and I know she's not feeling too well today, so very understandable. But at the beginning, the first set of statements already threw me off that why is Ufoma telling us this information that so she's just doing it this morning. And in somewhere in my head, this has been playing for about a month. So I was like, no, not good enough. So I thought to say that, but that's when I set that aside, listening through, what you were saying AI has done. At that point, I wasn't looking at my screen, but from what you mentioned about how it helps you with your story writing, this was good. But I'm not sure exactly what feedback to give you now. Apologies, Bola. But funny enough, I was actually enjoying what she was saying. Just can't recall completely what she mentioned that she was saying. It was marvelous when I saw a little bit more because I was looking at my screen for marvelous. So sorry, please just take that for abuse. Thank you. My apologies. Thank you.
Thank you for stepping in for your BAs. Yeah, I'll make a note that we need to ensure that BAs from each role, I'm sure that is available, and people put effort in. It would be good to get feedback from their peers or their colleagues. But yeah, I appreciate you stepping in for them. Allow me. Now even to link icons. From what I can see, do we have any BAs on the line? Let's see. I don't think we even have, so I'll make a note as well, unless I am mistaken, because I know we're using Zoom, so that might have thrown people off a little bit. But is there anyone in B-Link icons able to give feedback for the BA, please? Request icons.
Yeah, sorry, but if there's no one, let's move on because we only have 20
100%.
minutes and I want
Yeah,
to finish at 1 o'clock if that's
no problem. I'll make a note anyway. Thank you. I'll move on. Thank you. What are we on now? CD. Digital icons. A BA, please, to give feedback to Foma. Are we here, guys? Okay, no, nobody from digital icons. This is not good, guys. Elite icons. We have a BA available to give Foma feedback, please.
Hi. I'll
Hiya.
give the feedback for Elite Icons.
Thank you,
From
Rosemary.
Elite Icons, yeah. Thank you. So for me, despite the fact that Foma mentioned she wasn't feeling too well, for me, I think she did very well. From the goal, she explained, what prompts she used in doing her research on the project she was working on. And she showed us how to, put that prompt in and what the prompt generated. So we could see all the advice Claude was giving to her. For example, I think the first one I saw was, as a BA, how do you go about working on this project? I'm not sure if it was for the PayPal or one of the other projects, but Claude was able to list, the roles of a BA, and in regards to the project she's mentioned there. And then also she was able to show us that as a BA, what are the things, I think it was eBay actually, I remember now. And as a BA, what are the things, we're not, I would not do for us? She's explained all that. She also moved on to, writing, creating her user stories. AI has helped her in creating her user stories. She's also said, despite AI helping to create the user stories, which are very good, it was in Gherkin format, but she would also review and do her changes that she needs to do to it. It was good. She was able to also show us how AI was able to help her create her process maps, which she then said, she mentioned Lucid Chart. She was able to use Lucid Chart to move what Claude has created for her to do that herself, create the processes herself. Also, she mentioned using Balsamic for her wireframes. That AI helped her create Balsamic, but she then, updated that, in using Balsamic, to update that the wireframes AI created for her. So for me, overall, I think she did very well, despite the fact that she wasn't feeling too great this morning. And as a BA as well, what she's done using AI, that's what myself and the rest of my team, that's what we do. We use AI to, create most of our work, our task for us, user stories, process maps, wireframes, which she's done very well today. So I'm not sure if she's left anything behind, but I'm sure other people would have one or two things to say about that if she has. But for me, she did very well. Well done, Ufoma. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rosemary, and also really good feedback from you, Rosemary. I appreciate that, and thank you again, Ufoma, for keep going. I can see you have your hand up.
Yeah, do just very quickly, especially because I'm not sure how many more BAs will be able to give you formal feedback. So I kind of wanted to step in and mention some things I noticed during her presentation as well. So I won't say anything everyone else has said. I'm sure you've heard what Olaomi said, but kudos on, even though you're not feeling very well. I really like that you take the responsibility of being the only BA in your squad very seriously. You know that there's no one else to do it. So if you don't do it, no one else will. And you always show up. So I just want to commend you for that. Absolutely awesome. Very well done. And all of that. And again, even though you started with more telling us than showing us, you did show us some of the work you've done, and you have done quite a lot of work, especially on the new projects your team is working on. So very, very well done on that. Your hard work is showing. So really well done. However, I do know that part of the feedback is also letting you know things you can improve on as well.
Yeah.
So I also want to focus on that as well. So a lot of you mentioned Gherkin, but I think you mentioned, even your QA did that as well. I think you guys mentioned either Gherkins or Gherkin's process. It's called Gherkin's syntax. So just be careful when you say that. That's what it is. Lucid app is syntax. It's a syntax. So it's like the way the given when then. So the way it's structured is called it. So that whole structure is called Gherkin syntax.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's basically how it's called exactly. So yeah, just to highlight that. But I liked that you used it and you referenced it, the prompts you're using, and then you opened your Azure board to show us what you've done as well. So that was absolutely awesome. However, I noticed that your user stories were mostly negative. And user stories are functional requirements. That means that we want to highlight what the user should be able to do. We know that the user is not able to do certain things, and that's what we want to correct. So your user story should never be negative. You shouldn't say, okay, so I struggle to do such and such, or so I'm not able to do such and such. So I noticed that initially I thought it was just one, because I think you opened one, but then you opened a number of them again, and I was like, okay, that's a bit of a cadence. So you need to change your user stories to what the user should be able to do. So I want my user to be able to do A, B, C, D. Yeah, we know they're not able to do that now. That's the whole thing. That's what this project is about. But by the time we're done, the user should be able to successfully do A, B, C, D. There may be a happy path and an unhappy path. So if the user does A, B, C, D, everything will go smoothly. But if they don't do certain things, for example, if they're putting in their password and they don't put in the right password, the system won't give them access. So that's the unhappy path, and that's where the user function comes in. But your description that you're as a user, so that I want to, so that I can do such and such, should always be what you want the user to be able to do. Right? So I think you may need to change a number of your stories to reflect that. And that's where knowledge about AI comes in, because if you give AI that prompt, it will create all those stories for you, and you actually think that it's the correct thing, but it's not. So you definitely need to rewrite all your stories such that you're able to correct or have the right behavior, or make sure that the user is able to successfully achieve a particular outcome, and all of that. So I just wanted to basically highlight all of that. But all in all, like I said, I started recommendation, and I want to end with it because I liked the detail of your story. I didn't get it. I think you flashed through quite quickly, so I wasn't really able to see a lot, but I could tell that it was detailed. So you did quite a lot of work, and I just want to commend you on that. So thank you.
Thank you, Zo. I don't know if it's the right place, but let me just ask, because based on these stories, that's the ASIS process in terms of the current problems being faced by the buyers. So I don't know, every other BA in the house hear me, I don't know, but the Aziz stories, actually the to be stories also actually states how this is how I want it to be. So the ones I showed on the screen is actually the current problem just now and the struggles the buyers are experiencing. So I don't know if when the buyers are experiencing these problems, it should come out as positive for the Aziz rather than the to be story. So what I showed was the Aziz story. So correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, that's what I wrote there.
Okay. Very quickly, sorry. I know we're strapped for time. We can talk about this later. But there is another tool. There are other tools and techniques to capture as-is and to-be processes. Your user stories are development stories. That's what you want your developers to be able to do, the success at the end of the day. So your user stories are not the right forum to capture the current issues you're having. We have gap analysis. We have quite a number of different tools that you want to be able to capture. Okay, so this is the current issues we're facing. This is what we want it to be, and this is the gap we want to solve. There are many techniques to do that, but your user stories are development stories. You want your developer, when you've highlighted what the issue is, now we want to correct them. So by the time we're done, the value would have added would be that the user is now able to do such and such. So there is a forum to capture issues that your users are currently facing, but your development stories is not that issue. You only want one set of stories. You don't do two. You don't do to-be stories and as-is stories. You only have your development stories. That's one set of stories for everything. So you're capturing the right thing, but as with documentation, you just have to know the tool to capture it. Your user stories are dev stories. I don't know if that answers your question.
It does, because
Okay.
yes, thank you so much, because I think we've just been working on what we know and what we're trying to learn. But thank you so much. That kind of explain it all. Thank you.
No problem at all. We're here if you want to help the BA community. Just show us what you're having issues with, and we'll be able to help you. You're not alone. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Well, thank you for that. I believe we're on to future cyber icons. We've got a BA feedback based, and just because of time, yeah, we appreciate everyone's speed in answering and giving feedback. So, any BA from?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. This is Janet. My network is not so great because I'm in transit. Yeah, so I want to commend Ufoma for showing up, despite that you weren't feeling fine. Yeah, thanks for that. And you put in so much effort in your presentation. You showed us your board, showed us your different stories, and how you have used AI prompts and the different households that you generate from the AI. So they were really the benefits of using AI, how it affects you on your role. Yeah, so John, you have done a very good job. Well done. And thanks for your hard work. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Jake. Thank you.
Yeah, Janet. At some time we did miss you, but thank you for giving the feedback. Appreciate that. From I don't know if your hand is from before. Yeah, thank you so much, Janet, for doing that. And just lastly, camera icons, any feedback for press icons BA, please? Camera icon.
Femi put something into the chat. You know, they don't have outside BAs, they are just transitioning to have some BAs. But he put something in the chat. He cannot speak at the moment. Good presentation on showing how AI can help the BAs be more productive, e.g., creating UML diagrams, ideation, etc. I believe most other speakers have highlighted the areas for improvement. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Allow me. Okay, and is that on behalf of Bima Icon? Sorry.
Yeah, that's for Bima Icons. This is from their KHOP.
Okay,
So
that's fine. That's fine. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. All right, so now we're gonna go to the QA. So we're gonna quickly, guys, we've got 5
Before you
minutes.
want to give Ufoma lollipop so that she will feel better.
Yeah, that's you. You're the lollipop lady.
Please shake it up. Please feel better there.
I want pepper soup, please.
Okay, send your postcode. We'll send you pepper soup. Is it original pepper soup or black fish?
No soup and stash.
So better soon.
I wanted them to add bushmeat.
Okay,
bushmeat is what?
Grass cutter.
That's fine. If can I just note to everybody that QAs, if we could be really quick to get ourselves ready to give feedback, would really appreciate that. Janet, I don't know if you have your hand up from before. Or there's something else you wanted to say?
No, I dropped a message earlier on when they were giving feedback for the SM. The SM did a very good job, but I was going to ask about the AI tool that she used, because the output she generated showed it has BlueSky information. She mentioned it that she uploaded a document. So I wanted to know if she actually used a private AI tool or public because of the security issues involved. So that was the question I wanted to ask. But in general, she did it very well with good presentation. That's not that. Although I would have loved to see the chat portal, that she used in doing a job, a task. Yeah, so for the security part is what I would want to know about. Did she use the private account or public account? Because we need to be very careful of what information we feed into AI. Yeah.
JK, good afternoon, JK. JK, I used Cloth. Although I have a pay cloth, but when I was using all those prompts, I was using the pay cloth. But the point is, there's a privacy clause there, so you have to read it and see it. It doesn't mean you're putting your name, you're exposing your company to data. It depends if you want to publish it, and I didn't go for publishing. So sometimes we don't just we try to read more and everything and see if how we can go about it. So we read all the privacy and we're careful about that. But if you know you're not going to be careful, then remove your company's name as allow me advised the last time, because I mean it's a sackable offense. And they just said the last time that it's not good, but then you should read the privacy and see you must accept to publish or not. So sometimes it's good for us to go through some of those things and see how it works. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. Okay, so let's quickly go to, let's say maximum 10 passes, because I want to make sure we give our QA their feedback. I know they just want to do by one, but let's literally 10 minutes. Avalanche, can we have a QA to give feedback to Marvelous, the QA for best icon? I'm literally just going to count to 10 in my head. If nobody does, I'm going to move on to the next team. Okay. There's none from Avalanche.
Oh no, Avalanche.
If you could tell me, no, I'm not. If there's no QA, we're gonna move on. Sorry.
Because I really wanted them to give feedback for Marvelous because it did really well.
Let's start with QA ones first. We'll come back
Copilot.
if there's anyone for you, but I want us to get some QA feedback first, if we can, and then if anyone's else, hopefully we'll get somebody. So let me just move on to the next one. I already know there's nobody from my team that I can see and B-Link icons unless they've got their name on somewhere else. I'll just count to 10 in my head. Anyone from B-Link give some QA feedback? There was people on before, but they've jumped off. Okay, there's nobody. QA feedback. Don't worry, Marvelous. We'll still give you feedback. I just want to make sure to give the QAs a chance. Anyone from Digital Icons feedback for Marvelous, please? Just gonna count to 10 in my head. Okay, Elite Icons, any feedback from the QA, please?
We only had one QA and feedback early, so
okay.
we don't have any QA here at the moment.
All right, thank you. So we'll come back in and see if we can get anybody. Anyone from Future Icons, Future Cyber Icons, any QA? What's going on, QAs? Oh Lord.
They're on strike. You didn't give them lollipop on time.
Yeah. Okay. Glimmer Icons.
Good evening.
Thank you.
Sorry, good afternoon.
You need to speak to your QAs. What's going on in the QA guild? But thank you so much. I'll let you do your feedback and then we see if get any other feedback. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hello. What did you say?
Said thank you. We've finally got a QA to give feedback. I just said thank you.
No. I don't really have much to say. I just wanted to commend Marvelous on his presentation. He did so well. But unfortunately, at a particular time, I left to come back. Then I met another presenter. So sorry about that. But he did so well. His presentation, he was so vocal. He was so confident in what he was presenting. He knew his onions, everything. So he did so well. Thank you.
Thank you. I think someone's put something in the chat. Do you know what I was even going to say? I would say hats off to Marvelous because the way you did your presentation was really good and you could follow on. Someone like me as an SM, not very technical, but you really explained it really well, what you did. You went through like going through your Copilot, going through your different tools as a QA. So yeah, I'll give you hats off to that. You presented that very well for people to follow. I'm trying to read the chat, but I'm struggling. Someone said, in addition for QA, said good presentation shows creating TC based on AC and test automation, fraud-free version. He said, just to highlight, the light bulb is not necessarily an AA feature. It is an existing feature, type sense / interlicense on most IDEs. Also, it is fine to record a working demo should there be issues in the live demo. Okay, I love that. That's a good option if you record something before. I mean, Claude code-free version exists. So there is a free version for that. Did anybody else want to give feedback? I see Alami's got a hand up.
Yeah, not even feedback this time. It was from the comment of the Claude. I would have bet anybody that he said it was Copilot was using. Am I wrong? Or maybe I just, because when we were even showing all those record, what did you use, Marvelous?
For
For your
my
presentation, I thought you were mentioning Copilot, and I was like, okay, nice.
yeah, Copilot was for the automation because
Okay.
the IDE I was using is it's Copilot embedded.
I know, I know that specifically. I was like, okay, everybody has been using Claude since, and because we're using
Yeah.
Copilot, I was like, fantastic.
No, for me, the reason why I said I couldn't find a free version for Claude was because I tried using Claude several times. Instead, the pop-up for payment keeps coming up. So
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that somewhere in my head, I thought it was Copilot to use, but when I was reading the chat, I was seeing Claude. I was like, am I mistaken? Maybe I didn't hear you. But anyways, that's by the way. But I wish I could give you a very technical feedback, but I liked what you showed. I like that, you started straight with the Azure, talking about your automation, the confidence, the knowing knowing your work was really good. I also liked that you, in as much as I know a bit of network issues, slowed you down to show us all the flavor. I liked what you showed, but I could not really give you that technical feedback I would have loved a QA to give you. But I wanted to tell you, okay, you did a good job. A QA might come now and give you hammer. But please hold Deji. I know Deji was listening to you, to let him be the one to give you that feedback that would, the other side of the feedback that would help you grow better. But the peripheral one that we saw, for us, your presentation was really good. It's like you know what you're doing and all. I like this, and I like to use another tool. And I keep telling people, I know when trend is changing, people look for the tool that works for you, but still ask the other guys too if they can show, because Claude actually helps with this your own side of things more. You can ask people within the the QA space to show you how they are using their own paid or unpaid version. Yeah.
all right, thank you
Well
so much.
done. Welcome.
Thank you, Lamia. I can see Uzo has a hand up, and then after Uzo, we'll go
I think
and
Deji
finish off
was
with
screaming
Deji.
when I was talking
Of course.
because he wants to fire you. Don't call Deji. Deji will finish my.
Actually, really well done, marvelous. I think, like Bola and Olami said, even though I can't really respond to the technical aspects of it, your presentation was really strong. You were confident. I think you actually used ChatGPT and Copilot, so both of them. I liked that you actually showed us Copilot. Oops, sorry. I think I was on mute. I don't know if you heard all of that, but I just said
No, we heard you.
We had all. We had.
Oh, good. So the final thing I wanted to say was actually based on your presentation. So I'm not sure who the comment was on the chat, who the comment was from, but the person literally said a lot of the things I wanted to say, because we noticed that you were having some technical issues. And when that happens, because it usually happens, is one thing or the other. You can keep quiet, which will just leave dead air. Don't do that. You can show your frustration, which I think you did. You kept saying, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh. So you were really showing how frustrated you were. And it's very understandable. Obviously, when you're having technical issues, it's not fun. But you can cover up some parts of that as well by talking. A lot of the things you're talking about, I'm not talking to show your frustration, just basically talking through your process, talking through what you've done. And yes, we can see that you're going through technical issues and we relate with you, but try as much as possible not to convey that in your presentation, because then we all know how frustrated you are. It could throw you off, all of that. So try as much as possible, to kind of cover that bit if it happens and when it happens, because it will again, just to firstly prepare for it, record a demo and share with it. Or if it's unavoidable and it happens, try as much as possible not to convey your frustration during the presentation. But all in all, it was a really you could, again, we could tell that you knew your onions. I know Deji and the other QAs will come and give you some technical feedback, but really well done. Great job. So well done.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Uzo. Anytime you got your hand up again? No, not again, but you got your hand up. I'm not sure if you have something.
Yeah, thank you. I have a message. I have a question for Uzo. Please, how were you able to know that Marvelous used ChatGPT? Because many of us, we do use it, and we try to reorganize our work such a way that people will not detect, discover, and we try to prompt it in such a way that the next person will not know that we actually use. Did he at the time mention it during his presentation, maybe while I was away?
Yeah, he
Or
showed
he
it.
Yes, he
said it?
did. He
Yeah.
did.
He mentioned it. Oh, I wanted you to teach me another trick. Maybe you know another trick about it. Oh,
No,
you
no, no, no,
mentioned.
no,
Oh,
no.
okay, okay. All right, thank you. Because of the interviewers, thank you, and employers.
Oh, but
Thank
you
you
can't.
so much.
Anyway, I won't. I mean, we'll talk about that later because
Oh,
you
okay.
can change the feedback such that it's not clear that it's AI that helped you. Put it in your own words. Don't just take it verbatim and paste. Change it. Amend it. Put it in your own words. That way, no one knows that it's. We know it's AI when you copy and paste. And whatever AI gave you, you're just putting it there. Then it's a problem. But he said it. That's just the way he. So
Okay,
thank
then
you.
another question is that there was a time that you taught us, maybe during our internship, about making up our CV, and he was prompting AI in such a way that I used human. It was it human language? I don't know. So I'm thinking maybe an employer or interviewer or someone they can also prompt in such a way that you get the same results. So I think what you're now saying is best. I think you said it's best to use it in your own word, right? Than
Yeah.
asking AI again, asking ChatGPT to give it a humanized form. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, so if you can use prompts that say use a human tone, remove all AI speak, all of that. But to be honest, there's a way I write and the way I speak that's different from the way you write and the way you speak, different from Allow Me, different from Bola. It's my style. So even if AI writes for me and I've been giving it prompts and it knows my tone, oh, use my Uzo's tone, it sometimes it's just not the way I speak. So to be honest with you, even when I use AI at work, emails, all of that, I make it such that it is my output. The way it said this is not the way I would say it. So I will change it. And that's why even when I use it for things like my CV, cover letters, even articles, I never just copy and paste because it's still, even if it's a human way, it's not Uzo's way. So I always make sure that the final output has been reviewed and edited by me such that it not only sounds like a human being, it sounds like Uzo. And then that way I can paste it there. But yeah, there are different prompts you can use to change it, to make it sound more human and less AI. So I hope that helped.
Oh, sorry, my last question now. There's this Netherlands community, developers, IT tech generally, a WhatsApp group. So somebody actually lost his job and he posted it to advise people that I think during probation, probably employer tend to watch your activities, maybe through the back end, I don't know, because people are like, how did they get to know that a particular employee was just leveraging on AI all through? So they asked him to leave. Instead of paying him, probably a senior person can always do the job and use AI to check instead of just getting in the job. So they were just advising us generally. And I was like, me personally, if I'm no matter where I am, I try not to use their network because I know people can go back to the back end, go back to network audit or anything and check what I'm doing. So I was like just telling them that even if you have to leverage on AI, make sure you change the network such that they cannot trace they cannot trace your activities. I was just telling them like that. And they said, well, that was a smart one. So that was why I'm really concerned about this AI thing. One thing, how do another person know you've used it and everything? So that prompted me to ask him more questions. Thank you very much, Uzo. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, I see we got hands up. I don't know if I think Femi, did you have your hand up first and then do you want to respond to what was just
Yeah,
present?
just very quickly. Thank you for that. Maybe it's my business analyst brain because a lot of times when people are talking about all the good things AI does, I think security does a really good job about that. I always want to bring in the caveats and guys, be careful, be careful, be careful, because it depends on your organization. Some organizations are very, very conservative, regardless of all the buzz out there. They don't want you using all these chatbots and things like that because they value their intellectual property. And when we're quoting people like Sam Altman is making billions out of AI. Of course, he'll tell you all the fantastic things that are happening. But there are some other people that are like, don't do that. AI works on machine learning. They train their models. So the default is a lot of all these charts we put out there. Someone was actually showing how you can find people's charts. People are being sued. Ford, they removed all their engineers and changed AI. They went and hired all the engineers back because they found out that AI could not do as good a job as their engineers. Read it. It's all there. So while we're all very excited about, what AI, the possibility of AI and replacing AI with different brains and all of that, always make sure, number one, that you also read the other parts of it, and then you work with your organization. What is your organization's policy regarding AI? Because it doesn't matter how well it's being used. If you use it the way they don't want you to use it, you will lose your job. So try as much as possible to take some of these things with a grain of salt. We all want to learn, but please, please, please be careful. Don't lose your job because of AI, I beg. So thank you.
Thank you. So we are over, but we'll go to Femi and then we'll finish off with Deji, please. Go on, Femi.
Yeah, thank you Uzo, for that. So just a quick one. So there's always any output from AI, there is always a stamp. So they will know. Even so, except as Uzo said, except you take the output, maybe you change it, you tweak it, but still they could still know to a point where if you remember in uni, they have this plagiarism software we use. So they put it in the software. If you tell you to what degree are you relying on other people's material, and they will check it for reference. So see AI like that, no matter how you change it, you could still pick the percentage that you change and all that. So I'll give a practical example. We completed a project early this year. It's like an Oracle modernization project, just 3 month project. So my organization they've started encouraging us to use AI now so that we could get most of the BA activities done. So after we produce the output, the documentations, so we were mandated to put it at the back of that. It's a BRV that we produce that. So we put a disclaimer, tiny one though, beneath the cover that AI tools were used to produce some of the outputs in these documents. So we've covered ourselves with that. So it's just like referencing a material you use when you are writing essays in uni. So yeah, again, they will always know there's a stamp on any output that comes out of AI. Thank you.
Thank you, Femi. Thank you very much, everybody. Deji, I don't know if you have anything else that you want to say before we can go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. So starting from the Scrum Masters, and I think it was really really great anyway, because she showed how she was able to use Claude, right, from beginning. I like the retro one, to be honest. I think it's really really good now, because one of the issue with Scrum Master is analyzing what retro is given to you, what's your action plan. So having to be able to now get the action plan from the retro, I think for me that was really really good anyway. So and us, so moving on to the BA, I totally agree. I think she shouldn't have said, okay, I'm a bit under the weather, and some people do that to kind of attract sentiment anyway. But even with that, what she showed was still okay, right? And of course, maybe it could have been better in time of, but because she was able to show how she was able to use ChatGPT for some of the BA artifacts, which I think is good anyway. So well done on that aspect. So of course, you could, like other artifacts, we can also look into that anyway and produce that anyway. So yeah, for that is for Ufoma. So then for Marvelous, right? So yeah, I think it was also a great one anyway. Because you show the test steps in terms of manual testing, and also how to create your test cases anyway. So but one thing I want to give you a challenge, right, about is maybe look into how you can go to Azure DevOps and create it from your test cases without having to use ChatGPT, right? Copy and pasting, and then do you get it now? So that's one, actually, because I know one of the Scrum Masters already mentioned that. So that will come anyway.
So of course we started using the automation anyway. So I think we started using AI through the automation. So I think so I can see a flavor of that anyway. So but what I could have said, like I wanted to see a progress of what we've done in the Saturday training, right, going forward to showcase. But having said that, well done on that aspect. And I know people have spoken about the frustration in terms of network and everything, but that's okay. So lastly, one thing I want to say is I wish I'm not really happy is the feedback level, right? So the reason I want people to give feedback and not like someone like myself is the fact that this is a learning curve. And that's why I appreciate what what's her name now? Anne, actually, Noko actually said, because she said feedback, most of the things that she said she did there is actually from the fact that she was able to get it from what other people have done, right? For me, I think that is good because we are here to learn so that we can learn from each other. So if you're not able to give feedback, that means you are not there. So if you flash back to Noko's feedback, was it 2 weeks ago? And you will know that she gave a very detailed feedback as well, right? Which shows that she actually kind of took time to listen to what other people are doing, right? So, which means that you can now see what she's able to do. Of course, she said, okay, she had only 10 minutes anyway, but maybe she should have said, okay, yeah, I can't cover everything. I will just use the few ones. So maybe that's based on the feedback that Olawumi gave to her that, okay, yeah, I didn't see this, I didn't see that, but of course you had little time anyway. So I was expecting a lot of keywords to even give feedback to Marvelous, which is not there actually. The same way for BAs as well, we can see even the Scrum Master are giving feedback onto, because if you are not there, you won't be able to learn what other people are doing. Because even for me as well, I can see one or two things that people are doing using AI. For AI is new. All of us, even everyone is learning it, is jumping on it, right? So, and you can't claim to know everything on the AI. You get now. Other people might get something and you also grab something from them. You got new things that they are doing. So, which I think is really, really good for everyone to attend. So next week when we do this, I really want every role to be present and give feedback. So this is important actually and mandatory. So thank you so much, everyone. Yeah. Cheers. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you very much. So I don't know if I made your hand up from before. Yeah, I just encourage everybody as well. Yeah, Femi?
Yeah, from before, sorry.
All right, no problem, no problem. I just encourage everyone. I think it could have been the fact that we've moved using Zoom today instead of Teams, so numbers are quite low. I know it's also summer as well. I just encourage everybody to reach out to people that didn't join, just check in on them, and also I put in a note on the Telegram group feedback that we didn't get. It is really, really valuable, especially like you said, when it comes from your peers in the same role. You know that they know what you go through or what your roles and responsibility is. So it's very valuable when you get it from the role specific. So next week we are looking forward to the AI adoption from digital icons to make sure, like you come, everybody's have learned something new from A, from B, even today. So let's make sure we're there next week, Saturday. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thank you very much. Take care all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful week. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.